This is the dumbest thing in the world. This might be a common problem. It might not. I don't know. But I got to the point where, number one, when I'd eat, something was always collecting in my fucking mustache.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off. But number two, this is gross. But I was drooling a lot at night. Hair was like hitting the corner of my mouth or whatever. And I could have probably trimmed it or whatever. But I picked up a pair of clippers and I walked outside because at 1 in the morning, I just walk outside in my underwear.
That's a good place to shave, too.
And shave because the wind just blows the shit off. I love it. What's up, Ryan?
Just admiring your get all cleaned up, man.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I got my ears lowered.
Got the ears lowered, got the beard all cleaned up.
Yeah, it was...
Did you have a big meeting, or is it just
no.
Just that day?
So, I got to where... This is the dumbest thing in the world. This might be a common problem. It might not. I don't know. It was... But I got to the point where, number one, when I'd eat, something was always collecting in my fucking mustache.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off. But number two, this is gross. But I was drooling a lot at night. And I think it's because
it was kind of hitting the corner.
The hair was like hitting the corner of my mouth or whatever. And I could have probably trimmed it or whatever. But I picked up a pair of clippers and I set them on like a guide, and and I walked outside because at 1 in the morning I just walk outside in my underwear.
Well, that's a good place to shave too.
And shave because the wind just blows the shit off. I love it. Anyway, so I walk out there and I all over my face. And I go in and I go, fuck, it's shorter than I thought it was. Didn't really realize what I was up against. So anyway, I went to then get a haircut, and I told the guy, I said, hit me with a number 2. He looked at me, he said, summertime, better go with the number 1. So anyway, we got the old number 1 on the sides and faded up a little bit. I feel like I lost about 8 pounds.
I'll be honest; it looks good from top to bottom. I mean, you look; it's just clean. It looks good.
Yeah, it definitely makes me look like a more legitimate human being, I think. But you done anything exciting this week?
Yeah. I mean we got our garden. Little raised garden out back. Not a huge thing. We got several cucumber plants, some tomatoes and peppers, and going to try watermelon, some stuff. But we got it kind of worked out there. Got it all squared away. Funny enough, I guess we're dealing with. We've had it done for a couple days, and every day we go out there, we noticed there was like this healthy dump out there, and I'm like, okay, well, this just looks kind of weird. So, good old Chat GPT took a picture of it, Google pictures, and said, what is this? And it was like, well, it doesn't look like it'd be, because at first I thought it was a cat, because
raccoon shit.
Yep, that's exactly what it was, because it was like, there is no, a cat tries to cover it up somewhat, and apparently a raccoon just says, hey, this is my spot. I'm just going to lay her on top.
There's shit in here. Just shit.
But we've never seen any. I've never seen a raccoon at my house anywhere. I mean, it's feasible because, I back up to the woods, so, it makes sense.
Well,
but
you probably got 100 of them.
Yeah.
Just don't know it. Little trash pandas are cute, too. So, I bet one of them was going to have babies around your house. They'll be in your attic. It'll be cool. They'll tear your attic all to hell.
Good thing is my attic is finished.
Well, okay. You're
but it used to be Tristan's room, and it's been untouched since she moved out, so they could really have their own spot up there and probably not ever be seen.
What are you going to do with that space now that Tristan's not there? Haven't you decided to claim that for yourself, or or aren't you going to like?
The thing is
make it a she shed for her or something,
Well, I think that's the challenge we have at this point is that, we have so much square footage, which worked well whenever everybody was home. And then now after everybody's gone, we each have like rooms we can go to, we got offices, we got everything. And then there's probably 4 other rooms that there's nothing to do with them.
You need a hobby.
We don't have a snake collection.
That's what I'm saying. You need a hobby. Yeah. You need a snake collection to keep you busy. I don't know. Mine's getting a little out of control. I ordered 2.5 new racks for snakes. That's I don't know. Anyway, I already had a half rack, so I ordered the rest of the half for it. Well, they fucked up and sent me a whole rack. And
you're like, well, I got it. Let's fill it up.
Yeah, well, sort of. I struggled with it a little bit because, we talked about this around a little bit and around the store. But I ended up calling them and saying, listen, I only bought and paid for a half a rack. You sent me a whole one. What are we going to do about it? He said, do you want it? I said, not today, but I'm sure I will in a month or two. He said, well, what about if I give you like 25% off and you keep it? I said, well, I mean, I could have not called you and just kept it that way. And he said, I know, but you did. Well, fuck. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I ended up paying him. I said, this is a great sales tactic.
Just send extra.
Just send extra and guilt people into paying you. I don't know. I should have probably just kept my mouth shut, but I couldn't do it.
So a half rack's probably more expensive than a full rack, right? If you were to buy them.
Yeah, a little bit. So he worked up all the numbers and gave me a discount on the full thing, and it turned out okay.
Yeah.
And I now have capacity for 30 more snakes than I anticipated. Might as well buy some shit, I guess.
Fill them up.
Twice in fucking FedEx is fucking me. Twice in the last 2 weeks, I've got an overnight package that's taken 3 days to get here. And they do it with live animals. And you would think, if they got room on the plane for 100 boxes, and some of them are, they got 120 overnights, but some of them have live animals in them, you'd think those would be the ones that
top priority.
They'd go around. They don't give a fuck.
There must be something going on with that, because there's been 2 things that I was supposed to have received that I got, but same kind of thing. I was supposed to have it, and it would take an extra day or 2.
Yeah. Both these were guaranteed by 10:30 the next day, and both of them took 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
And every time I drive up, because with snakes specifically, you have them held at the hub. You don't let them put them on a truck and drive them around town. So you just if you know you have a package coming, you're just at the hub at 9:00 every morning. That's when the hub opens.
When it comes open, and you're waiting.
Yeah. So 3 mornings in a row, I've had to be at the fucking hub waiting to see, is my shit here today? And no. Yep. Yesterday, I had one that said it had arrived in Huntington, if you tracked it. So I went up there. Oh, no, that's at the airport still, and nobody works up there now. The fucking hub is like, I can throw a rock and hit the airport, damn near.
Yeah.
So can we drive up there? Can we go? No, we can't do that. So I had to wait a whole extra day. Again, they're live animals. They know it. I don't know.
For somebody to drive from the bottom of the hill to the top.
Yeah.
Or actually, where that sits, about halfway up the hill to the top.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it's just bullshit. They've been aggravating. I'll tell you something else that's pissed me off all week. It's supposed to be like springtime.
Yeah.
And it's been shitty.
Yep.
Every day, and I walk outside every day, and it's sunny and pretty for a second. And I say, fuck it, I'm gonna knock off for the day and go drive around and see if I can go find a snake. About the time I get 15 minutes away from my damn office, the clouds come over, or it starts raining, and then and the sun goes away, and you're like, oh my god, it's fun. I looked at my dash. I left the snake shack today to go drive around a little bit, and I happened to look over at the dash. It was 53 fucking degrees. I'm my dumb ass out here thinking I'm going to find a snake.
Yeah, but it is the amount of times that I went out of the house thinking, oh, man, it looks good. It's spring. Fuck, I got to go in and put on a long sleeve shirt. I mean, like this here. I mean, because you can't. I mean, you could, but I tend to get chilly anyway because I don't have any hair on my head. So that's where my heat's going.
Yeah, I mean, you're a puss. It's all right.
And I own it.
Yeah. That's half the battle right there.
It's just owning.
Oh, no. I'm probably dying. I tell them all the time, if I get the least little bit sick, I say, I'm probably dying,
Damn.
It may also be dramatic, but here we are. So I got to tell you a quick story happened to me. This is going to lead into my question for you, which, there should be some comedy in this, maybe. I don't know. I'm curious to see how you'll bullshit your way around this question. Because first I'm going to tell you almost an embarrassing story about myself. So Saturday, I think it was Saturday, might have been Sunday. Anyway, Saturday or Sunday, I go out for a drive. Oh, it was Sunday because I went to see my mom. First off, I went to see my mom for Mother's Day. My mom, I get there, I pull in the driveway. My mom's riding a lawnmower around, mowing grass. She sees me. She drives over to where I'm at, shuts the mower off. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm just thought I'd come out here and tell you Happy Mother's Day. She said, thank you. What else you gonna? Yeah. Just starts that bitch back up and takes off. Well, okay.
Can you move your car?
Yeah,
I need that strip of grass.
I didn't get that grass under there. Yeah, I was like, well, all right. So anyway, I happened to walk down and catch my stepdad and talk to him for a while. But so I go over to Moorhead. Stopped on the way to Moorhead at McDonald's. This is an important part of the story. I got myself 2 double cheeseburgers and a strawberry milkshake on the way. So on the way to Moorhead, I'm eating my double cheeseburgers and strawberry milkshake. And do you know where Big Perry is out there? Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, a place I hunt out there is if you take Big Perry all the way to where it crosses the interstate, there's I think it's owned by the U.S. Fucking Geographical Survey or some shit like that, USGS. Anyway, it's just some public land out there where you can hike and shit. Anyway, I've hunted snakes out there for 35 years because 35 years ago, some old country boy said, there's rattlesnakes out there. And I said, really? So for 35 years, I've been going out there looking for damn rattlesnakes. I ain't never found one. But that's beside the point, sort of. So as I'm turning up the road, in front of me is a car. And I was like, man, that's weird. I'm usually the only person out here. So I purposely pull off the side of the road and just let them get way the fuck ahead of me because I know I'm going to be going slow and fucking off. So I'm going slow and fucking off and stopped at a little pond and fucked off some more. And I don't know, 4 or 5 miles up the road, and I finally ran into them again, and I realized it's a guy I know. He's there hunting snakes, too. He's from here in Ashland, considered the dude a friend. Anyway, him and his wife and daughter are out there looking for snakes, and he's nowhere to be found. But I pull over, and their car's there, and his wife's there, and I said, what's going on? She said, oh, well, their daughter was getting kind of whiny. I don't know how old she is. She's 7, maybe. Anyway, he said she was getting a little whiny, so Aaron's taking her down the way to have some fun or something. I don't know. She said, by the way, we just found a rattlesnake. And I thought, you just found a fucking rattlesnake out here? She said, yeah, it was just crossing the road. We just got out. She showed me a bunch of pictures of it, and I was madder than hell. Anyway, so I got frustrated, and I said, I'm going to drive on up the road. I'll catch you on my way back out or whatever. So I drive on up the road, turn around. This guy texts me and says, hey, daughter's a little fussy. We're going to head on back to town. He said, I was hoping to find a copperhead under some of that metal that's up there, but I didn't. So I said, oh, okay. So I was bitter that he had found a rattlesnake, so I pulled off the side of the road where all the metal that he's laid out over the years is, and I walked up through there, and of course I flipped over a piece of tin, and there's a big fucking copperhead, and I thought, well, hell, I got your fix. I win today, I guess. Yeah. No, I didn't really, because you can find a copperhead anyway. Rattlesnakes are a little harder. Anyway, as I flip over this, about to take a turn, after I flip this copperhead and I'm looking at it, I realize, fuck, I don't have my phone to take a picture of it, because I was going to take a picture of it and send it to him and tease him with it. And so I picked the copperhead up with the hook and set it over to the side and laid the piece of metal down. I thought, well, I'll go get my camera out of the truck. Maybe he'll still be here. And I took about 2 steps, and I realized that milkshake is not my friend at the moment. And, well, I'll just tell you, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it back to the truck before I shit my pants. And I didn't know what I was going to do when I got there, other than we have toilet paper in the truck. I keep toilet paper in the truck.
Worst case scenario,
all times.
I'm throwing down.
And I thought I can get back to the truck. Maybe I can get back to town, whatever, But it's one of them situations where it's imminent. This shit's coming, So I'm walking fast, through the woods or whatever. Anyway, I get to the car, fucking around there, looking in the glove box, find the toilet paper, and at that point, there was no more waiting. So right there on the side of the fucking road, I dropped trowel, took a big shit right on the side of the road. I think I might have got poison ivy on my ass in the process. I'm not sure.
It didn't matter at that point.
It did not matter.
You were going to take whatever the world gave you.
Yeah. Did not make a shit. I did not shit in my underwear, and that was the goal. Right there. But if anybody had came down the road, literally, I would have just been sitting there on the side of the road squatting. Trying to, when you're old and fat, you got to try to keep your balance a little bit.
I'm impressed that you were able to squat.
Gosh, I tell you what, it's harder now than it used to be. So, anyway, my question for you, Ryan Keaton, if you're willing to tell the story, where's the most embarrassing place you ever shit your pants?
Well, there's one that instantly comes to mind. It's going to be embarrassing as shit.
Okay, let's hear it.
I feel like you shared.
Yeah.
But whenever, I was trying to think. If I went, what? Okay, so it was whenever I was doing appraisals.
Okay.
So this has been several years ago. This was probably 5 years out of college or so. I was doing appraisals, working with a guy, and I wasn't fully licensed, so I was going out doing things. We were working together. So he knew I was going to this place. We're driving along, and then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh. Ooh. I'm about 45 minutes out from the property I'm going to. I'm a good hour from from home. And I'm like, and I'm meeting him there. So I'm just cruising. I'm like, oh man. And then I'm thinking, okay, it's probably just gas.
That's how it always starts.
And I'm driving. I'm like, if I can just get a little bit of this gas. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't gas.
Wasn't gas. No.
And I'm driving. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, I pull over. I'm like, please tell me this isn't what, please just let it be something other than what I think it is. And
please let it be contained right between my ass cheeks and not in my underwear. Yeah.
So I jump out. I've got some napkins. I pull off. I'm not on an interstate, but I am on a traveled road. And luckily there's not a lot of traffic, even a lot of times on those traveled roads. And so I pull over. I've got paper towels and stuff like that. Check. And I'm like, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I'm trying to think, well, how in the fuck do I do this? And now I'm about 10 minutes behind. And, this is, the guy I was working with, I knew really well, but it wasn't somebody he used to be a professor of mine. So, I'm not going to call him, hey, dude, I shit my pants and, what can we do?
Although nobody can argue with that.
No.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean.
Yeah. So I get the paper and I was like, well, shit. So I take off my pants and I'm thinking, well, fuck it. I'm just going to sling, as you do the aerial salute for the underwear at that point. Yeah. But, it did not survive well. So I called the guy and I'm like, dude, kind of got upset with my stomach a little bit. And I was like, I'm still going to try to head that way. And I said, but it may be a few minutes. And he started laughing. He's like, how bad your stomach hurt? So I was like, well, let's just say I pulled off. And he was like, go home, buddy. You're good. He's like, let's meet on the next one. That was, oh my God, it was miserable. Yeah. So then I had to drive all the way home, hour home, with no underwear on, going commando. It was a bad day. So I instantly sympathized. Sometimes it just happens.
My neighbor up here, and he would tell the story too, and I won't say who he is, but anyway, he used to work for the telephone company, and telephone guys carry their tools in a 5-gallon bucket, and they have a thing on it called a bucket buddy that holds all your tools around the bucket in a bucket looks like a toolbox. Anyway, he come in and sat down in my living room one time, cracked open a beer. He said, I had a rough day today. I said, what happened? He said, walking down 3rd Street in Ironton, he said, shit pain got me. He said, I had no option but to dump out my tool bucket and squat right on the sidewalk and shit in a bucket.
So, straight out of a movie.
Yeah. 3rd Avenue in Ironton. It just shits right in a bucket on the sidewalk. 100 cars going by.
Oh, that reminds me of another one. Fuck it, I'll just give myself up. So I'm on a date. First date. Now, I knew the person, but, we hadn't seen each other in about 20 years, 15, 20 years. We go on a first date. We go to, like, the melting pot. And, besides the fondue, we had the meats. We had everything. We got a good little spread there.
The meat sweats.
And so that starts happening. We're on a first date, and I'm just like, sweat starts pouring. I'm like, oh, fuck. And we're sitting there, and she was like, are you feeling okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. And she's like, well, you're sweating a little. She goes, I don't remember you sweating like that whenever we were younger. Like,
just you, baby. Just you.
So I finally, there is no coming back. I got to go to the bathroom. Yeah. At the middle of the fucking melting pot, which isn't a cheap-ass restaurant. It's a little night. I just go in there and destroy it. There was no going back.
Bad enough you got to leave a tip.
And I'm trying as hard as I can to, like, make that a somewhat believable long piss trip. Have you never done
this? As one does. I mean, you always have to.
Yeah.
Woo, really had to piss.
It's like, man, that was rough.
Yeah.
So I come back out, and as soon as I come back out, I'm trying to trying to keep my head down. She immediately starts laughing. So she instantly knows what has just transpired. And, that was ridiculously embarrassing.
Yeah.
Attempt to get back in the game at that point.
Yeah, I shit my pants in Walmart once. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing right there. I'm just telling you.
It's very on brand for Walmart.
Yeah,
though, right?
It is. You just go to the bathroom, try to clean yourself up as best you can, and you go directly to the car. I remember going directly to the car and called Jamie and said, "Are you about done? Hurry up. Let's go. We got to go."
Have you ever had shit at Walmart and there's like, you come out and there's like a line?
Oh, yeah. Fucking worst ever.
You go in, there's not a soul in sight.
Yeah.
I think speaking of that, if that ever happened, so especially whenever I was doing outside sales, I would be gone all time. So I had learned spots.
Oh, yeah.
Hospitals, different things like that.
With a good bathroom.
Yeah, knew where the bathrooms were. I know how to slip in and out without getting noticed or caught, or a coffee shop or something.
Yeah.
And I went in, there was a Walmart that I would do in a certain area because you could usually get in and out of there. And I will, this is fucking ridiculous to admit, but here it is. But usually if I'm in that situation, I will go back and kind of like hang out like I'm shopping around the bathroom to see what the traffic situation is. So I'd watched the traffic situation. We were good. And then I came out, and there was like 12 people standing there. Like a whole family. Like they called everybody in.
You know the worst bathrooms ever, and I'm sure you remember this from our childhood. What is it called? Camp Landing now is what it's called. Out there. Oh, yeah. Well, it was the Cuyahoga Mall, or what was it before that? Cedar Knoll Galleria.
Cedar Knoll Galleria.
Anyway, when we were kids, I don't know if you remember this, the bathroom stalls there have no doors on them.
Oh, no.
It's still today, they don't.
They don't today?
No, they never put fucking doors on them. And it's like the worst feeling ever to go in there. Lord forbid you have to shit in that mall. Because you're just sitting there.
Sup?
Oh. It's like the fucking military, you know. Sitting there, flushing in unison with the person beside you, you know.
That's crazy.
Anyway, All right. Well, so we beat that to death.
We have literally beat the shit out of that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Anyway, we got one for me.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about this the other day because there was a couple of different situations that made me think. But is there what instantly, whenever you first meet somebody or kind of meet a new person for the first time, what will instantly make you not like them? Even though it's entirely irrational, you know nothing about it, but there's just something about them you just like, I don't trust that person, I don't like them.
Honestly, I find this about myself. This is awful. I don't like very many people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why. I probably don't give enough people a chance because, like, the people that I do give a chance to or whatever usually turn out to be really decent people. But for whatever reason, just the slightest little thing will make me, I hate that motherfucker. Or, not that, but, whatever. He's a little weird. So I don't, there's nothing that very specifically comes to mind. I hate one-uppers. Somebody that has to tell a better story than you.
In the story you just told.
Yeah, at all times. I don't think I am one. I don't think. I don't know. I probably got to pay more attention to myself sometimes. Yeah. Self-reflection. That's a bitch.
Yeah. I re-listen to all these podcasts, so I always am reevaluating myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, did I sound like that?
See, I have taken the exact opposite approach. I've never listened to one. Yeah. I don't want to listen to one. I don't like generally speaking, I don't think I like the way I sound on camera or on recording or whatever. But I don't know. I instantly don't like people that are whiny or people that want to tell you all the reasons they can't do something or do better.
Oh, yeah. Apathy is a big one for me, too.
The man keeping me down, I don't know. I kind of have apathy sometimes. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, I won't whine about something if I'm not willing to change it.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that bothers me. I don't know. I find myself strangely very liberal about a lot of things, but also very old white guy about some things. Like I don't. Somebody told me one time that not everybody has bootstraps, and I don't like that. Or I don't like that. Not everybody can pull herself up by their bootstraps or whatever. But I don't even know what the fuck that phrase actually means. But
yeah,
not everybody can self-start themselves. Yeah. Not everybody can self-start themselves or whatever. And let me tell you what, I have been very effective my entire life at breaking myself. Like I have been, I say a lot, I have been on top of the mountain or on top of the world, and I've been under the motherfucker, and I'll probably be both places again one day. But every time, and I try to tell my sons this, the most important thing is that when you crash and burn, you're able to start over again from zero and get back somewhere else. And I feel like I'm moderately successful at reinvention, or at just starting with nothing and getting somewhere. But I do hear people tell me all the time, well, not everybody is blessed enough to be able to do that or whatever. And I don't know if I buy into that. I mean, maybe not everybody's blessed with the mindset to be able to do that.
I think that's the key, right? Because, I do think people have the ability, whether they choose to apply it or seek out. I think anytime that you get somewhere, even if you do it entirely by yourself, you really don't.
Yeah.
And
that's absolutely true.
But the ability to get somewhere, and if someone does give you an opportunity, you take it, right?
Yeah, the ability to identify a resource that you have that gives you a competitive advantage in whatever it is that you want to do at this moment.
Yeah.
And then act on it and capitalize on
it. And realize that it ain't going to just come to you easy.
Yeah.
Just because you may have a situation put in front of your face, you're probably still going to have to work your ass off to make that situation work.
Yeah. I don't know. As far as like other things that I don't know. People that talk too much or over-explain things bother me. And I might do that. I don't know.
I would say that's a flaw of mine that I fight constantly.
Every day? Yeah. One of the guys that works for me, nice guy, does not know when to shut the fuck up. Like, you can ask me a question and me affirmatively answer your question, and we would have had a very effective conversation that would have taken a minute and a half. And for some reason, 27 minutes later, I'm still sitting here listening to you fucking explain this situation and plead your case. When I probably agreed with your case at the minute and a half mark, you know.
I think that a lot of people in general struggle with that.
Maybe.
Instead of just going, you know, we've
talked before about the power to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's the simple adage is, you know, the one person that wins the fight is the person that speaks the less.
Yeah.
The least amount.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, to kind of go with that a little bit while you're sitting there thinking, what made me think of this was that I think we were in Vegas, I don't know why it just hit me, but we were in kind of like this little bit of a crowded situation, kind of going up steps or something, and Dixie was kind of walking beside me at one point, and I guess she had kind of drifted behind me, but I thought she was beside me, and there was a lot of people, so I was just aware, constantly aware. And at some point, you know, there was this person behind me getting a little close up back, and I was just walking, and somebody like kind of grabbed my hand, and I was like, okay, Dixie's over here. What the fuck? So I just kind of went like that and just kind of moved it in front of me. And then whenever we got up to where we were going, it was a little cleared out. Dixie's like, I'm sure that guy behind you thought you was an asshole. And she was laughing. And I'm like, well, why? What did I stop? You know, what did I do? And she was like, well, I went to grab your hand and you just pulled it away. And I was like, oh, oops.
It was you.
Yeah, it was you. So it just made me think about situations like, okay, where somebody could just irrationally go, that is the biggest dick I've ever seen. Look how hot he's got. And he blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was going on. But I do that to people too. Like some situations for me is like whenever someone's being an unreasonably mean or talking to somebody like in a public situation.
Servers especially
makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, someone that is demeaning to like a server or something, like, go get this shit. No, you know, they don't have to do that way. But that's what made me kind of think of that, because I mean, I think all of us have situations where there's people that you just don't like. That who knows, if you got to know them a little bit, maybe they're not that dick.
I think that's ultimately the situation for most people, is that everybody that comes across as a dick is not a dick. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they are,
and I think there's some level to this, because I think it's Ferris that maybe says it quite often, or somebody basically is like, I don't need any new friends. You know, I am past the friend making zone. Not that I'm going to be meeting somebody, but I've
heard that. Yeah. I have all the friends I'll ever need. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if that's true. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not outgoing enough on any level to go out and try to make new friends and that sort of thing. But at the same time, I don't think you can ever have too many. I'm going to use friends in the context of people that respect you and will help you out if you need it.
Yeah.
Or on the same hand, people who you respect and would help out if they needed. So I don't know if you can ever have too many of those type of people in your life.
Well, I think a good example of that is my son needs a car.
Yeah.
And he's been looking, and he's got a limited budget, you know, just like anybody in their 20s. And I made a phone call to somebody that I've worked with, and made a phone call, and he was like, funny fucking enough, I've got what I would consider a steal, and I trust this person, and you know that. And I was like, would that have ever happened if I didn't just? It's like, you know, either answer is fine. Just curious, do you have anything? And he's like, I just happened to had this happen in the last 2 days.
Oh, I don't know why it's just reminding me of this story. This is a dick story from my childhood. When I was probably 17, and I was in between cars. I don't know if my car was broke down or I don't remember what the situation was, to be honest.
That sounds like a today's kids problem.
Yeah.
17 and in between cars.
Yeah, maybe. Hell, I might not have had a first. Yeah, I did have my car. I did have a car by then. But anyway, a friend of mine's dad gave me a car. It was a little fucking 1981 Toyota Celica or some shit like that. It was a piece of shit little car. And my buddy's dad gave it to me. He's like, hey, if you want this car, just come get it. Okay. Well, that was really cool, I thought. I found out maybe a year ago from my buddy. He said, my dad just gave you that car to piss me off, right? I said, what? He said, that was supposed to be my little car, and I got in trouble, so he gave it to you.
Wow.
I said, no, I fucking had no idea, whatever. I thought, your dad was a dick.
That's a fucking hardcore move right there.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought, oh my God. No, but I had no idea. And my buddy said, it was about 2 years there. I really didn't like you because of that.
Yeah.
I thought, man, I didn't know any of this,
In all honesty, at that age, though, it probably doesn't stop you
from
a free car.
No, fuck no. I took the car, But yeah, I'm like that blew my mind that when he told me that.
Raw.
Yeah.
That's raw.
Fuck yeah. That's the kind of parenting we had back in the day.
That's true, though.
That's true. Early 90s parenting right there.
I don't know what made me just think of this, but I had sent you the link. Did you see the new Masters live action in the universe?
Yeah.
What do you have any anticipation
I have
on what that may do?
Zero hopes.
Not of whether the movie's going to be good. Do you think that may do some, because you've got a lot of that inventory, right?
I do. I don't know. I really don't. There's so many new.
It goes back to the floor.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. There's so many new modern iterations of that toy line, though. Like I used to have regular customers come in, and that was the first thing we could usually get somebody hooked on was, they come in and see He-Man on the wall, and they're just in love. They need He-Man, and then they need Skeletor, and then they need Beastman, and then they need Birdman, and then
Yep.
and there's probably 60-some figures in that line. They need them all, and then they start on G.I. Joe, and that takes years to get it all. But there are high-quality, newer versions of all those figures now that kind of have the same nostalgic plug, but are better-made figures and look cooler on the shelf than the vintage stuff. So Mattel really almost put that shit in the ground. Quite honestly, they made so much of it.
Cannibalize themselves. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't. They don't see it as cannibalizing themselves. They just kill the aftermarket because they keep pumping out new stuff.
Well, yeah. So they're killing the.
They're killing their competition, even though we're not their fucking competition.
Yeah.
We're selling shit they made 20 years ago. It's like the video game market hates the used video game market.
So now with that coming out, what I feel like you're going to probably see a good amount if that movie's going to be successful. Who the fuck knows? Because some of them are good, some of them are shit. But it's going to be our age, or no, I guess it would be kind of our age, maybe taking our kids or our grandkids or something like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
So does that help? You think?
I mean, the hope is that they appeal to a younger crowd as well. But I think you're right. I think they're strictly going to get us. The problem is it's almost too late, I think, because we're not taking our kids to that.
No, because our kids are...
And I don't know. I mean, I guess some of us have grandkids. Your grandkids aren't old enough to appreciate it.
Yep.
I mean, none of us have 9-year-old grandkids.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some, but very few. How old's your oldest?
My oldest is 5. So,
okay.
I mean...
5 is maybe old enough. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, she's a girl, so she's probably not going to be as into it.
Yeah, I'm just saying for our age demographic,
That's true, yeah. So, I mean...
I will tell you this. Jackson, when he was about 5, I gave him the DVDs of the old He-Man cartoon. And I thought, buddy, you got to watch these, you know. Skeletor scared the shit out of him. I don't know. I don't even understand how Skeletor could ever be seen as scary in the cartoons, but he was scared to death of Skeletor and would not watch it.
That's crazy.
So, dumb as shit. My kid was never not afraid of things. He's afraid of everything. I don't know. I think maybe he's a mama's boy.
He's safety first.
He is safety. We got him a bicycle, and he was forever pissed off because he didn't get a helmet when he was 6 or 7, maybe, or something like that. You know, he would not even attempt to ride the bicycle without a helmet.
You know what? I just thought of something. Maybe that's why he won't drive.
I possibly
get him a fucking helmet.
I should get him a fucking helmet.
Get him a helmet.
Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah, that might work. By God. I don't think I've ever told you this story. My neighbor Randy got a little scooter, you know, moped, whatever, one time. And Randy's riding it up and down the road with his daughter sitting in front of him, holding on the steering wheel or on the handlebars. I said, Jackson, you want to take a ride? He said, sure. So I get on the scooter, and I'm holding it up, and Jackson gets on in front of me and sits on the seat, and I let him put his hands up on the handlebars, and we go down the road and, whatever. Anyway, we come to an intersection, like where a side road meets our road. I can see our house. It's just yard and flat pavement, but the yard kind of goes over a little hill. And I said, hey, buddy, you want to give it a little gas? You want to hit the gas one time? And he said, yeah. And I kind of took my hands off the steering wheel for just a second, trying to let him get situated.
Did he flip you off?
No, he fucking just grabbed the gas and cranked her, buddy.
Yeah. And
we shot across the road down into the yard, and I was not ready for this at all. So we just taking off. We wrecked the damn moped in the yard in the scooter. Jackson gets up, and neither one of us are hurt at all. The bike's not hurt, any of that. Jackson gets up, walks about 10 feet from me, turns around, looks at me, and screams at the top of his lungs. He's crying. He said, what were you thinking? I don't know if he was 6 or 7. I'm only 6 or 7 years old. You can't let me drive a moped.
See, it was poor parenting, and he was going to let you know.
Yeah, he tore my ass over it, man. And that could have something to do with why he won't drive a car. I'll have to talk to him about that.
I would love to hear the reaction if you roll up in there with a helmet.
I'm
taking you driving, son.
Totally considering that now. Yep, we're gonna go driving. Here's your helmet. Yeah,
it'll be worth the story for the $15 or $20.
Yeah, whatever a fucking helmet costs. Yeah. I don't know. All right. Anything else exciting going on this week?
Oh God, no, nothing.
No. For what it's worth, fuck it. I ain't gonna talk about that. Fuck it. I guess that's all I got too, Ryan.
All right, man.
See ya.
And just like that, another episode of Two Guys, Two Questions is in the books.
We laughed. We learned. Well, we mostly just laughed.
Yeah, and if you made it this far, congratulations. You now have random knowledge you never asked for.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Or don't, but just know if you don't, we're bringing back the squeaky toys.
Oh, it's coming back either way.
Until next time, same two guys, two questions, and absolutely no idea what we're doing.
Perfect.